Yes, there is a library. We visited to find out more about the winged god.
Where is this library?
In the town of Gary. And he waves at you.
I'm surprised that this thing's
my
friendly.
friend, are the friendliest thing I've seen in this city.
You see a sign that reads Calgary Zoo. And you hear as something starts.
I fly out the window. I fly out the window. I'm hovering near the window now.
Ears are the first thing you see, and its blank pearlescent eyes is what stares back at you. Are you gonna have an anxiety attack, Jeff?
A little bit. I'm feeling very claustrophobic in this imaginary world.
Buzzing and the flapping of insects getting closer and so closer.
So bats all, folks?
Why are you allowed to make shitty puns? Hello and welcome to episode 3 of It's Up Tomorrow. I am Stefan Gagne and I'm your DM, and today I am joined with
Andrew Hawes playing as Dawn Kane.
Matt Burgoyne playing as Emerald Reaper.
Jesus. My name is Jeff. I'm playing Saul.
Perfect. Alright, so the last we left off our heroes, they had just escaped the downtown city of Calgary and made it back safely to the Calgary Zoo. If you want to know what happened, you just have to go watch a little bit of episode 2. But there will also be a rundown at the beginning of this episode. But you knew that already. Moving on.
Nice. Covering your bases.
I didn't know that. This is new information for me. Thank you.
As you can see, we are missing 2 people today. Dee Dee is going to stay in the Zune with the Zune. It's gonna stay in the Zune.
Did someone take an N from another sign and put it on the end of zoo?
I'm just gonna ignore you. I've got nothing witty good for that. So Dee Dee is gonna stay at the zoo with Glob, seeing as, you know, it's full of animals, and she actually took quite a liking to Glob. So she's gonna don't even think about it.
Fan fiction.
Yeah. A little early for that.
So she's gonna stay there and hang out with some animal friends, maybe learn a thing or two. When you wake up though, you don't see Psycho amongst yourself. He has to talk to Psycho has basically run off somewhere. As psychos usually do. He probably saw something or heard something or imagined something and decided to chase it, so he's gone. But there is another individual seated next to you that you actually don't recognize.
Hello, friends.
I know I'm getting up in age and with bad eyesight and all, but how'd you get here?
God showed me the way.
Oh boy.
Which one? As I start pointing towards all of the books that Jeff acquired, like he has a holy Bible.
Take out a Bible and wave it at this guy. Take out the Book of Icarus, this guy.
Whoever it is you believe in, God is everyone. God is all of us.
I'm a skeptic, so.
Well, God damn it! If you're gonna follow me, you're gonna have to follow God.
That's very.
Assuming the leadership roll right away. Right on.
Can I roll insight on how insane he is?
Yeah.
17.
Honestly, to him, he doesn't look insane. He has a belief, and he believes in that belief.
Alright, well, he's making me uncomfortable so far.
Well, he would, considering he is a bald, large man with massive forearms the size of tree trunks and
Nice.
a toned body that has seen some combat, you can say for sure.
Huh.
He's also carrying what looks like grenades and biblical passages in a book bag, And scrawled on him, it looks like tattoos of nuclear appearance.
That is so fucking metal.
What are we, like the...
Some kind of suicide
Are we
squad?
the cover photo for a metal band or something?
You should be. Anyways, this new individual seems to have joined your company because it's very dangerous at night. And this seems to be the only place of refuge. So, you know, being the smart person he is, he decided to also occupy the zoo.
Absolutely. I'm on a mission, friend.
Oh,
Where are
what's
you?
that mission?
I'm here to cleanse the earth.
Wow,
Could you expand on that?
Well, you see, when God's gift arrived, it was the great cleansing. Every evildoer.
Sorry, I'm not like this is getting really close to like Nazis, man. I'm getting scared. Just like this great cleansing that happened because of God. I'm like, oh, was he an artist too?
He got
Did
kicked
he
out of
get
art
flunked
school.
out of school? Yeah.
God's cleanse eliminated evildoers and sent them straight to hell.
Hell. What's hell?
Well, whatever it is, it's definitely worse than this, if you can imagine that.
Whoa.
I can't.
Neither can I.
All right. As you're conversing amongst yourselves, Glob actually comes to see how you're doing. He just opens this massive iron door and goes, "Hi! Hello! Good morning!
Hello, my name is Emerald.
Hello!
Who met Yuffie?
Glob! Me! Glob!
Well, Claw, how are you doing?
Okay.
How's
What is he? Just an obese Kermit the Frog?
Viper, good feeling. I'm starting to sound like Kermit.
I was just about to say, you're starting to sound like an obese Kermit.
Well, that's what happens when you marry a pig. Alright.
Not sure if that's a cannibalism joke or a fat joke.
Right.
Well, wait. That brings up a really interesting thing, but let's get back to the game.
But then he brings up a question. Why did you go into the city? It's dangerous. He told you it was dangerous, but you went anyways and you ended up coming back.
Can't be that dangerous if we're still alive.
But why?
We needed information.
What's
We
that?
needed it, and then I tap my
Okay, now, yeah, he taps you. You tap your head. Okay.
You gotta learn how to talk down to the locals in this part.
About what?
Well, funny you asked that. We found a book called the Book of Icarus. It's kind of a religious manual of sorts.
Religious, you say?
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard about the Church of Icarus or whatever it's called.
Wings.
Yes!
Church
Yes.
of the Wings.
Yes,
Yeah.
Church of the Winged God.
Yep.
And according to the locals here, if you find Icarus, you get a wish.
A wish?
Yeah.
Any wish?
mean, hopefully.
Wish. Wow.
Oh my god. This is exciting news. This is incredible news. I must find Icarus.
He seems very determined.
I admire your passion, but it concerns me greatly.
Have no concern. I can cleanse anything that stands in our way.
So you keep saying cleanse. Is that like a juice thing, or is this like a repeated nuclear hellfire?
Well, you see, when God gave us his gift, he eliminated the evildoers, of course, and it...
Not all of them.
I see... Well, see, that's the problem. Not everyone has been cleansed. And
Whoa.
I see myself as sort of his assistant, disciple, as you were. And I'm here to continue his mission. And anyone who is evil is obviously God's enemy. Thus, they are my enemy.
He's the cleaning crew.
Yeah.
I look at my alignment really quickly and I'm like, oh, thank God, I'm chaotic good.
good in the wasteland, man. That's generous.
Yeah. Well, if you were to say that I was just born yesterday, you would not be wrong.
Are you Jesus?
No, I literally woke up with no memories of anything.
Oh, nice. I've been there. Don't worry. It comes back eventually.
But naked, mind you.
Yeah, same.
Seems to be a running thing. Naked and amnesia just seems to go hand in hand.
I mean, yeah. If I knew where my clothes were, I wouldn't be naked.
So yeah. Anyways, you get to discussing about Icarus and giving a wish, and then Glob inquires, like, how are you gonna find Icarus? Where are you gonna go now? Do you have any leads? Do you know where to go?
I found a old newspaper from the time before the bombs that said something about a new energy source, but didn't find much more information before someone drew attention towards it.
Energy? Light?
Maybe.
Me see lights.
From where?
Outside. The city.
Outside the city?
Where, Glob? Where?
West.
Oh, west of the city.
Yes. Just outside the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man.
Trip!
So yeah, that's a Glob claims he sees lights coming west, which is actually very strange because electricity is not well spread amongst the populace like it used to be.
Looks like we have a destination. Hopefully find Icarus and maybe keep you away from that wish for a little bit.
Keep me away. Why would you ever do that to me?
I'm kind of fond of my horrible life. At this point, I've learned to cope.
Well, what if God's love could show you the way?
I think it already has.
Yeah, I trusted God's love before, and I gestured to myself.
Being the prune of a man that he is.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on in this whole area.
It's just a bright red
It's just
human raisin.
It's just shaved salami. It's like the perfect.
So what you're
image
saying
for
is
me.
you're a better looking Gordon Ramsay?
Oh, that's mean.
What's wrong with Gordon Ramsay?
Sorry, just all the facial wrinkles.
Oh.
Like,
That's because you keep cooking things wrong.
Maybe.
All right, enough about Gordon Ramsay. All right, so you say your goodbyes to Dee Dee and Glob, and you make for west. Sadly, you do have to go through the city again, if you do, or you can go around the outer areas of the city and maybe cut through the suburban areas and kind of make a large sea motion.
yeah, that sounds good. We could try maybe seeing 16th and seeing what that's like.
It's 16.
See, 16th Ave, Trans-Canada Highway.
I just give him a long
Do I have innate knowledge of this place?
You haven't been anywhere west. You've been heading west practically almost this whole time.
Okay. Let's go through the suburb areas.
Okay. All right. You
The less
head.
danger, the better.
You head to the suburbs, and as you do, you start to see people. Actual fucking people. Just not like a whole village, not like a town, maybe just like a collection, like a traveling group. But someone, let's say Jeff, since
Okay.
you're the more attuned to some weird things.
That's the term for it, yes.
Make an insight check on these people.
That's a 17.
Alright, they seem friendly, but they also seem very well kept, and they're actually wearing pretty nice looking clothes. And as you start to go further into these suburbs, you start to see that the lawns are not as brownish and like deadish, but they're actually green.
Oh no. There's one thing I know, it's smiling happy people in the apocalypse is never a good thing.
Oh yeah, man. Big time.
Have you taken your pills?
Guys, I think there's something up
Is
with
this
these people.
Covenant?
Hello, neighbor.
No.
Hello.
How's it going today?
Should have went through the city. Should have taken our chances with the giant
The
monsters.
bat monsters were much more friendly.
You all look like healthy and good-looking folk. What are you doing in this part of town?
Again, flat stare.
You gonna respond to him, or you just gonna stare
We
at
are
him?
heading west.
West. So you don't plan on staying?
No.
Oh, that's quite the shame. But if you ever feel like dropping by, just make sure you give us a call, alright?
How do we call you?
Why will we call you?
Why would you call us?
Yeah.
Oh, because we're friendly. We love having company.
Friendly.
Like having a beer and eating food from the Barbie?
Do you all hold communions?
Well, we do have a Sunday church, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god. An avenue to spread my word.
Your word? If you think what I'm thinking, maybe you and I could go and share some bread.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're just reading my language. You're speaking it.
You speak.
Speaking it.
I am very uncomfortable with all the situation that is going on right now. Please.
Very happy.
So, you have, he says, well, if you'd ever feel like coming on down, I'll just be down the lane, eh? Yeah, just come find me and we'll have a chit chat.
Oh, absolutely.
And he leaves you to your own, so you can make a decision whether you'd like to stay or if you'd like to move on. Either choice, or you could double pack and go to the city.
Question.
Yeah.
What day of the week is it?
You actually wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious how they keep track of Sunday church.
Yeah, well, I guess they just picked a day and like, hey, today's Monday.
Oh, we should have asked them so you could spread the good word.
I'm just imagining you going in and just being
Every part
burning
of my
heads.
being is saying, get out.
The movie.
Boom.
What a church should just ring the bell. I mean, exactly. How are they supposed to know it's Sunday?
That's a compelling argument.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Last time we were in a church, it never ended that well for the church.
That is true.
That's true.
Burnt down a church.
Oh.
So, maybe we should move on.
We'll get them on the way back.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, you keep heading west. You reach no resistance after that. Maybe a small critter or two that you knock out across, like to feast on later. You gotta keep healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
Good
keep
protein.
buff.
Yeah, but other than that, you don't meet much resistance. It seems most of the monsters tend to hang out in larger cities where there's more cover, and they're more prone to having their own little ecosystems and whatnot. Continue on, it starts to get a little bit darker. You put maybe a couple hours between you and the zoo, and you reach the outskirts. Going even further down the road, it gets even darker. The day is definitely gone at this point. You've wasted it. Well, not wasted it, but you've used it walking. But as you do, and as the sun begins to set, you suddenly see two beams of light on the horizon.
Interesting.
And they start to sway back and forth.
Is this a sign?
I think this was the thing that Blog was talking about.
He ain't kidding!
What are you waiting for?
So
Let's go.
I'm thinking we should maybe rest up for the night. Find a
Yeah.
place. There's probably a house around
You
here.
could make it, but it would take you maybe another hour or so to get there. But by that time, we would, time speaking, you'd get there around like 3 at night.
Yeah.
Or you could rest now and go there tomorrow.
What are we looking at in terms of shelter in the area?
You could see some broken down barns. What's left of them. You could makeshift a car you find into a resting place. But there's like bridges sometimes you see, overpasses. You can go under
Maybe
one of
we
those.
should keep on walking until we find the next house, and then we bunk up in the house.
Bunk up in a house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You walk for a little bit longer until you find, a house that's still roughly in shape, and you decide to bunk there for the night. And you have a good rest.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I was expecting having to clear out some local wildlife.
Yeah, just like you get some stragglers
Well,
over there.
Alberta's pretty flat, so it's not a good place for, animals to go around because there's not a lot going on in the fields.
Downtown says otherwise.
Yeah, well, because, downtown, that's where the prey goes, and that's where the predators go, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, you continue going, I guess. Unless you want to do anything, prepare anything before you go.
Do you want to search around the house or might be able to find something useful?
Yeah,
Possibly.
you could totally do that.
Okay.
Should we all do our own separate investigation checks?
Yes.
15.
You find instant pancake mix.
Oh, I'm definitely taking that.
Yeah, it's not the flour base, so it's still
But it's
like,
still like thin granular powder.
yeah.
You guys ever seen that video?
Where you fucking light pancake mix on fire?
Yes.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
4 for my investigation.
4 for yours? Alright. You find inner peace at the moment.
Thanks,
You're
Emma.
No,
Dragon.
I walk into a room and I do a man look. I just nah, I don't see anything.
What you got, Matt?
5. Or no, not even 3.
You find rubble, bits of wood.
Man,
If you'd
intellect
like
is
to
all of
collect
our
any
dumb
of that.
stats.
Alright. Finding nothing, you decide to keep going. Putting a couple more hours in between you and the barn, you finally see what was casting the light because it's pretty prominent. It's an amusement park.
Oh my god.
It's
You can
Callaway
say,
Park?
yeah, it's Callaway
Oh
Park.
man.
Oh my god.
Do you know what Callaway Park is, Hoss?
I've actually never been.
Alright.
No.
Well, maybe with my brilliant world building, I might be able to paint you a picture.
I mean, you're gonna paint of like the rundown, brutalized version of it,
Oh, just you
so
wait.
not too different.
It's so true. That poor place is dying. Alright. Alright. So, as you get closer to this amusement park, all of you would actually know what an amusement park is. So this is easy.
Yeah.
So, as you approach, you start to notice some strange things, like spikes sticking out of the ground made of wood. As you get even closer, you see a skeleton and another one, and then getting even closer, start to see what looked like a struggle and a battle, and I think someone's missing a hand.
How old do these bodies look?
Pretty old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But you do notice that some are older than others.
Okay, so there's been a bit of a steady conflict here.
Coming even closer, you finally see the entrance. After you've walked past this giant parking lot full of abandoned cars and broken down wagons and a couple of what looked to be mounts, and you see it. The sign that reads across a banner welcoming you into this beautiful park. Scratched out in red ink and then overlaid in black is the words, "The Park of Fun Fancy Things."
Oh dear.
Sounds delightful.
I kind of read the sign and then look back down at the skeletons.
They might have some correlation.
Yeah, I'm starting to think this might not
Who
be
has the
fun
best
filled place.
passive perception out of you three?
I have 13.
Mine's only 12.
Mine would be
It's 10 plus your perception.
so 13.
Okay.
So
Alright.
we both have.
We die.
Okay, so you two, Matt, you notice off in the distance as you kind of quiet yourself for a moment, you hear music. Low humming music coming from inside the park. And Haas, you notice that some of the kiosks have lights. And they're working. A calm melody plays in the background as you walk into this park. What, do you walk into the park?
How much of a death wish do I have? Yeah, sure, let's go for it.
Why not?
It can't be worse than the library.
Sorry, what am
Or
I
City
rolling?
Hall.
Yeah, that's your fault, though.
Yeah, that was my fault.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
Nothing.
Basically what you're rolling if you want to go. Do you want to just go in this park?
Yeah, I want to go to
Okay.
Yeah, he seems a little crazy.
Yeah, because for some reason, out of everywhere so far you visited, this is the only place with electricity. And that's bizarre, especially out here in the middle of nowhere. So, as you approach, suddenly you go through the ticket teller, and a speaker comes on and says, "Hello there!
Hello.
Hi, new guests! What are you doing here?"
Have you heard anything about Icarus?
Ikawa?
Take that as a no.
But I may.
Oh. Guys, he said he may.
That's not a guarantee.
I think he just wants us to come to the park.
Oh, I love guests. They're the best thing about running a park.
I'm sorry, the cadence. Really uncomfortable.
I'm glad.
Oh, so it's by design. Perfect.
This is like going through Nuka World all over again. God, this is giving me anxiety.
We saw the lights.
You want to know about how I got these lights?
Yeah.
I ain't telling.
Oh, okay.
I'm not dog.
Unless you beat my game.
Game? I love games.
Could you please tell us your game?
If you could look to your left, there's a sign posted right where you need to see the rules.
Okay, I look.
Alright, covered up in red paint and repainted with black paint is the rules of the Park of Fun Fancy Things. If you look at number one says, if you complete the tasks laid before you, you will collect 1 token. And if you don't, well, that's too bad. Game over, you're gonna have to leave. But if you collect 3 tokens and bring them to me at the big top tent, you get a prize. Any prize you want.
Any prize?
Any prize.
How many games are there?
As many as you need to win 3. I did say if you didn't win, it's game over. So what do you say? It's a pretty easy rule. Win the game, get the token, get a prize.
Is he Icarus? Is more sinister than the book let on?
You'll never know unless you play, big boy.
Okay.
Relatively slim figure, but okay.
So, you guys
Who wants to
thinking?
go first?
I guess I'll go first.
Really?
Oh, there's no going first. You pick a game, and you carry on just like an amusement park. Have you ever been to an amusement park?
Can't say I have.
Well, just like an amusement park, we got rides, we got games, and lots of treats for the kiddies.
How small were the skeletons out front?
Oh, there's a spectrum.
Oh,
Do kids come here often?
Oh, I haven't seen a little tyke in a while.
I wonder why.
Well, as soon as you walk through those gates, you're part of the game. What do you say?
and we get anything if we win?
Well, anything that I can offer you.
I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot that can come out of that.
Well,
I have a lot of things.
well,
It's in the name.
well, we would also like to know where he got this electricity from.
That's information I could give you if you win my game.
Alright.
You know when you say it like that, it's very menacing.
Oh, it's just the inflection. Don't worry about it. It's all part of the show.
Okay. I trust you now.
All right. So you decide to go in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
As you walk through the ticket tape and you feel the clink of the metal, suddenly two massive walls close behind you, trapping you inside.